Welcome to the Geek Out Room podcast. Don't forget to watch our episodes over on the Sauces Entertainment YouTube channel. You can also listen to our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just type in Geek Out Room Podcast in the search engine and you should find us. The Boondocks turns 20 years old today. Let's celebrate greatness. Man, where do I even start about the Boondocks? I mean, it's just one of the most legendary shows of all time, to be honest with you. I love the characters. You have Riley, Huey, Granddad, Uncle Ruckus, Tom, just to name a few. And, I mean, you have so many iconic episodes. One of my favorite, I mean, season 1 and 2, to be honest, I mean, all the seasons to me were pretty solid, but season 1 and 2 were different levels from the rest of the series. And it just solidified itself as a cornerstone in black/pop culture, in my opinion. And one of my favorite episodes was when Stinkmeaner possessed Tom, and that episode had everything. It had humor, it had great fight choreography for an animated show at that time in America. It had it just had everything you could possibly want. It had all the main characters in it, and having their hilarity. You had Uncle Ruckus doing exorcisms, using like a noose, using a job application form, using reading, all these different like tools. Just the ignorance of Uncle Ruckus was at a 10. The fighting was so cool against Stinkmeaner, possessed Tom versus Huey, Riley, and Granddad. I think Granddad was also doing online dates or something as well at the time in the episode as well. So you have that. The Hurricane Katrina episode, I think, is a really, really, really underrated episode. I thought that was good commentary on not per se like what happened to their survivors of Katrina, but also just like more so the process after Katrina. I think after the storm and how people were displaced and had to move away from New Orleans and what happened to them, and a lot of that stuff gets to me is swept under the rug. So it's cool to kind of have a commentary on that while still keeping the absurdity and the humor of Boondocks, right? And that's what made the show also very special, is that the show balanced real world events or real world instances, brought it into the show, made it hilarious, yet truthful, yet poignant, and like also just gave so much spotlight onto, again, not current events, but like certain events and certain people. Like, I really liked how they took, like the clip of the teacher who used the N-word and made a whole episode about that. That was really cool. Or some of this fight scenes, like, when Riley and Huey versus the, I forgot, like the senior citizens from like Stinkmeaner's like retirement home or whatever. Like that fight choreography right there was taken, or at least not even taken, inspired heavily. You can easily tell, inspired from the fight of in Naruto was where Sasuke versus Orochimaru, right? And when Sasuke was a kid during tuning exams. So like you have anime inspirations there. You have inspirations from real world or current events at the time. And Boondocks is one of those timeless shows where it shows you how history repeats itself, because you could take a couple of Boondocks episodes and drop it today, and people who never seen or heard the Boondocks would think it came out today, because the events heavily mirror some stuff that were, at this point the show's 20 years old, so 20 years old of events. And that again shows how history can repeat itself when we're not learning and paying attention, right? So you had that. You have the episode, I think it was the beginning of season 2, where they snuck in to watch like Soul Plane or something, and then Huey versus Uncle Ruckus and Jasmine was really fun, that episode. Like, they just find ways to make such absurd premises so funny and so solid with so much care. And the voice acting, man, from Regina King playing two characters and really being able to embody both characters very differently, to the point where you can even tell that was the same person voicing two characters. That's talent. That's skillful. I don't know if she ever won an Emmy for that, but that's one of those ones where a similar, not even a similar show, but a show that gave me a similar feeling. The only other show that gave me a similar feeling to Boondocks was Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino's TV show Atlanta. How that did get not Grammy, a Emmy, but it didn't get nearly as much Emmys or recognition I thought going for the later seasons, and I feel like that's the same here. It's one of those things that just gonna go and live on within our community, and I'm fine with that. But man, Virginia King put on a masterclass. You had Samuel L. Jackson make some appearances. You had Terry Crews make some appearances. Like you just really had a lot of people come in and make great dedication to this. And rest in peace, man, I forgot his name. It's really escaping me on top of my head, and I feel so bad. But Granddad's voice actor passed away a couple of years ago, and I remember there was rumors about Boondocks making a comeback. I don't know how true those rumors were or are, but he passed away unfortunately during those times when they were rumored to be coming back together again and filming some or recording some lines and stuff. So that was a huge blow, huge blow. I mean, talking about someone has legendary roles on Friday and Wayne. Is it Wayne's World? Not Wayne's World, but the Wayne's Brothers show that I'm just sorry, it's late. I'm forgetting names now, but just an amazing run, amazing career. But going back to Boondocks real quick, you just have episodes with such iconic lines and characters. Like Thugnificent was hilarious. I don't know if I already said it, but the Usher episode where Tom does the number to let it burn or burn and they're dancing in the rain. That's iconic, man. I mean, there's just so many episodes, and then you hear about the episode, right, where Usher like Tom thinks he's gonna lose Sarah and Jasmine to Usher, and then you hear the people who were directly behind the episode making the episode and talking about their real world experience of meeting Usher. And when you hear stories like that, that's what makes it so clever and cool, Boondocks. Is because, again, they take real world situations and happenstance and put it into their show, write it into their show, and create even like a really hilarious and absurd premise while still keeping it true enough to the actual source material. And that's hard to do, and that's really funny. You don't have to do it for certain shows, especially a cartoon show that premiered or that was airing on Cartoon Network, where not Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network, but aka Adult Swim, because of that time block and the violence or like the maturity of the show, right? So there's so many cool episodes of Boondocks. If you haven't seen Boondocks, I highly recommend you do. What are you doing if you're now on the Boondocks train? And that intro, man, the intro is iconic. I know people to this day that have the Boondocks intro as their ringtone. I mean, it's 2025, and people are still using ringtones, like custom ringtones. And when they do, a lot of them are the Boondocks intro. So that lets you know how important, how crazy, how much gravity this show had with all their stuff, man. And oh man, the episode of Riley, I think it was season 3 or 4, where Riley is like the fundraiser. He's like, it's like kind of a OD to Scarface, stuff like that, or The Godfather, like stuff like that. Like, so you just have so many stuff. Or like the episode where they made fun of was it the chicken episode where they ran out of fried chicken? I forgot what episode it was, but it was like they had like they made fun of 24, the TV show 24, and Jack Bauer's character. So like there's so much cool stuff with Boondocks. So happy birthday to Boondocks, or anniversary, whatever you want to call it. 20 years of greatness. We will never get another season, but oh man, it's so great to go rewatch those episodes any chance we get. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you on the next one. Keep geeking out.